Hi, I'm John. I was in school when I first fell in love. You know the feeling, right? Her name was Sarah. She was the most beautiful girl with the sweetest little heart. Though we were in the same class, our first interaction happened through the drama society. I just knew I had found my zing. We would talk for hours and never get bored. She became my go-to person for everything. It was soon after that we confessed our love for each other. That was one of the most fulfilling feelings I have ever experienced. Our friends and fellows soon started recognizing us as a couple. I was truly, completely, deeply and hopelessly in love with her. After almost a year of togetherness, our school ended. Around the same time, her father got transferred to another place. Her family decided to move to the new city. It came as a huge shock to me. A lot of arguments and discussions followed, and we finally decided to continue with our relationship. Though I was petrified of not having to see her every day, I was happy that we were at least together. We entered college, and a new phase of our lives began. Regardless of how smooth it all appeared to us in the beginning, long distance was no walk in the park. I gradually felt she was getting distant from me. Our mismatched schedules, new friends, and college commitments had taken a toll on us. I started feeling that somehow, now, she was less in love with me. Increasingly, she started insisting on us breaking up. She would give all excuses and explanations under the sun to convince me that this was the best decision for us. One night, we had a huge argument and I went off to sleep. The next fateful morning, her friend called me. As I picked up her call, I heard her crying badly. I got scared. On asking her repeatedly, she said that Sarah had committed suicide. I was dumbstruck. Her voice slowly faded in the background and I can't remember for how long I stood by my bedside, frozen. The love of my life had left me forever. Well, I was terrible for months. I went into depression. For several nights, I would cry myself to sleep. It was all gone, and the only thing that kept bothering me was that I couldn't get a closure. If it wasn't for my friends and family, I would have never come out of that darkness. It took me more than a year to get back to normalcy. One sudden evening, a friend of mine called. It was weird because we hadn't been in touch for more than a year. Also, our friendship had ended with a fight. Well, I picked up his call nevertheless. We chatted for a while. It was mostly formal. Then he told me that he had seen Sarah in the club last night and was surprised since I had told him she was no more. For a second, I got swayed. But then I thought that it was one of his jokes and he wanted to play on me. It made me furious. I scolded him for his petty sense of humor and hung up. A few months later, my school friends called for an informal reunion. Since I was in town, I went to join them. We were in a club and drinking. One of my friends was scrolling through her Facebook feed when I suddenly saw a recent picture of Sarah hanging out with a couple of people gleefully. My feet went cold. My eyes froze. I snatched my friend's phone to ensure that it wasn't alcohol and that was making up things in my mind. Yes, that was her. Right there, smiling and partying with her friends. I got reminded of my friend had told me. It all connected. A volcano of emotions erupted in my mind. I took my phone and called her friend, the one who had broken the news of this suicide. What she told me was the most horrible thing that one could ever expect. She said, since I wasn't ready to give up on our relationship, she faked a suicide to get rid of me. Can you believe it? And I was naive enough to fall for that. All my past came shattering down to me. I was livid. I just couldn't let her get away with this. I took Sarah's address and reached there the very next morning. Needless to say, she was equally shocked to see me. She was caught red-handed. She was shivering and barely managed to mouth a feeble, "Sorry." Sorry? Really? For all that she did to me? I wanted to scold her, insult her, and humiliate her. But I guess I wasn't that stone-hearted. I just went up to her and said, "You weren't even worth a single second of my life," and left. I could sense her embarrassment. I felt her eyes on me till I took the turn. That was the last time I ever saw her. Yes, I had finally got my closure.